Hey guys, it's Leightonimor, and today we're doing my first ever top 5 list. Now, this list is going to be on the top 5 best video game controllers, in my opinion. So yeah, enough talking. Let's get right on with the list. Now, the Atari Joystick is a classic among gamers. It represents gaming's early age and how simple gaming really was back then. I mean, look at this. It's just the simple joystick and one red button. Nothing else. Now, the reason this is number 5 is because I really like the simplicity of this controller. It's designed really well. The click on the joystick's really nice. And it just looks good. And that's one of the reasons why I really like this controller. And yeah, so on to number 4. Now, I know this will spark a lot of anger among some people in the comments, but number 4 is the Super Nintendo controller. Now, the reason this isn't higher is probably because some of the buttons just don't feel very nice on my hands. I mean, don't get me wrong, the controller fits really well. The curves are really nice, and the shoulder buttons are really cool too. Just sometimes some of the buttons just don't really press for me, and I don't know, it's just kind of a thing for me, but I haven't really had that much playtime with this controller yet, but yeah, we'll see in the future. On to number 3. Now, the N64 controller is also very, very iconic. It has this weird 3-pronged design with the joystick in the middle. But one of the main things I love about this controller is just the weirdness of it. It looks like a weird spaceship. The way I hold it is like this, and it feels really nice in my hands. The buttons feel really nice to press. The D-pad is really nice too. But the Z button back here, it's really satisfying to press for me. Overall, it's just a pretty good controller, though it's a bit weird. The reason why it isn't higher is probably because, the joystick isn't the best. I mean, this isn't a 10 out of 10 perfect tight joystick, but the joystick, it's okay for me. And also, the joystick sometimes kind of feels a bit weird. But yeah, N64 controller. Pretty cool controller. But yeah. Moving on to number 2. Now, all of Sony's PlayStation controllers are really nice. They're not my favorite controllers, but they fit almost perfectly in my hands. The analog sticks are in a good location. The buttons feel really nice to press. The only problem I have with this one is the shoulder buttons. They feel kind of really shallow and weird to press. But yeah, I love the clicky joysticks. But overall, this is a really, really good controller to me. But yeah, these controllers are really, really nice. Moving on to number 1. A lot of people probably saw number 1 coming. It might be tons of people's favorite controller, but it is the Nintendo GameCube controller. Even though the Sony PlayStation controller fit perfectly in my hand, this one fits perfectly. If that's even the right term. It fits really well in my hands. It feels really good to play with. I love the way the joysticks click like this. The trigger buttons are really nice to press. The Z button's really clicky. This controller is just really perfect. It's really nice for button spamming like in Smash Bros. Melee. And it's just a really good controller overall. It looks nice. And the Nintendo GameCube is one of my favorite consoles. So obviously this had to be number 1 because it's just a really good controller. There's only one thing I don't like about this controller though, is that sometimes these buttons can be a teeny bit confusing when you're playing a game. Like, you don't know which one to press when you're not looking at the controller. But otherwise, also the D-pad isn't the best, but overall, this is my favorite controller just because it just feels really nice to play with. Alright guys, let's get right back over to the game corner. Alright guys, so those are my top 5 best video game controllers. Hopefully you like the list. Obviously, it might not be the best list because it's my first ever one. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, like, comment, and most of all, subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and shows that you like the content I do and helps me create more content in the future. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Leightonimor, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!